Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, and for those who this is your first time being on our channel, welcome. Today I'm making a very special video. See, I have my scrubs on, I have my uniform on. I'm making it solely on how to survive nursing school. Now, I know I've made a video before regarding like questions about nursing school, like if you wanted to get in, what classes do you have to take. This video is mainly on once you get in, how to survive and get good grades, so stay tuned. Once you get into the nursing program, it is a different ball game. It's not like your other classes, your English or math classes or anything. This is like the real deal. If you miss one day of class, it's like missing like a week's worth of class. So very valuable information that you'll be learning. So go to class, go to class, go to class, and be on time. The next tip I have for you guys is to get a good night's sleep. Like, sometimes classes can run from like 2 hours to 4 hours. I've had 4-hour classes, I've had 2-hour classes, 3-hour classes. Like, classes are long. It's important that you get enough sleep because you want to make sure that you're paying attention and you're retaining all the information and you know what's going on. Because I know me, if I'm tired in class, I'm just like, all I'm thinking about is my bed and when is class going to be over and everything like this. So it is important that you get about like 8 hours of sleep. But if you are a crazy studier like me, 5 hours is good for me. But you know, everybody's different, but like 8 hours of sleep is the go-to. Like, you need sleep, trust me. You need sleep. You also need to eat. You need to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because if you don't, you will be one hungry person, and just like sleep, you need to eat. And if you're hungry all the time, you're just going to be thinking, I can't wait to go get something to eat, I can't wait to get food. And you know, when you eat, you're more attentive, you have energy, you're just ready to go. So breakfast is the most important. Make sure you eat a well-balanced breakfast. You can eat lunch in between classes, and make sure you eat a good dinner. The next tip I have for you guys is to study, but don't overstudy. Like me, sometimes I can admit I overstudy, and it's like annoying. Like, sometimes you need to give your brain a rest. You need to, like, you know, take a break from studying. Sometimes if I have a big exam, when I come home, I don't study for the next exam or anything like that. I just like to relax. I get some hot Cheetos because I love hot Cheetos, and they're just like my go-to for stress and everything like that. And I just relax and chill, watch Practical Jokers, watch SpongeBob, all my favorite little shows and everything like that. So like, you don't need to overstudy in a nursing program, but make sure you are like studying a little bit every day. I recommend that you study every day after class. I mean, if you're studying every day after class, it'll be easy for you to retain the information because you just learned the information. Rather, if you wait until like the week before to start studying for a big exam and it's like 7 chapters, and then you start studying from what you learned from day 1, you're going to tend to forget like a lot of the material. So my advice is to study every day after class and just rock out like that. You need to pay attention in class. Class is not just for you to sit there. One of those classes you just sit and you just look at the professor and you do whatever and you just not take notes and everything. No, you really need to pay attention in class, because in the nursing program, once you learn something day 1, day 2, you're just going to something else, or you're just following after what you learned the first time. So if you lose track of something, especially if it's like an important system, like if you're learning about the heart and that's going to take like 3 classes to like cover the chapter, you need to make sure you pay attention from day 1 so that you can remember everything that you learned from the first day and apply it to what you're learning. People take notes differently in class. I mean, I see a lot of people typing notes. Sometimes I type my notes, and sometimes I like write out everything. Like, I'm like a maniac. It's like so sloppy, but I get everything down. And everybody is different, but I recommend you bring your laptop to class. I know this is a big one, but I used to bring this laptop to class all the time before it like broke on me. And I just would sit there and I would type up everything. If the professor is doing a PowerPoint, I'll download the PowerPoint and like make notes at the bottom. That's really helpful because you have all of the notes there. You can just type in anything extra that isn't on the notes under it. Or if you like to write, suggest getting a binder. There we go. I suggest getting a binder like this. You can either print the notes out or you can just write it on loose leaf and like there, just write everything out like I do. So yeah, sometimes the professors I know at my school will assign a pro packet, and you'll go to like a certain store and pick up that pro packet, and it's just every PowerPoint or all of the notes that the professor would have for that semester, and you can like write on the sidelines of it, like write your notes. So either way is really helpful. I prefer writing it because I'm the type of person, like, once I write it out, I remember what I wrote rather than what I typed. Sometimes I could just type, like look like this and just type away. And then I get home and be like, trying to read everything. But like when I'm writing it out, like, you know, it's better for me to remember. So it's all up to you. Okay, so in class, some things are going to be difficult to understand. Like sometimes I'm just like, sometimes I really don't know. And don't ever be embarrassed to raise your hand and ask a question, because I bet you 9 times out of 10 somebody in that room is going to have the same question as you. And as soon as you ask the question, everybody else is gonna be like, yeah, because like, girl, why didn't you ask the question? No, ask questions, because you never know. And this is not just information you're learning, this is information you need to know when you go into the workforce. Like, you're going to be saving someone's life one day. And I know I'm getting a little bit too deep, but like, no, nursing is deep. Like, you need to know your information. So therefore, if you are confused in class, it is okay to ask a question, because at the end of the day, you are paying for this. This is what you chose. This was your calling, and the professors get paid. They get paid to talk. So you need to get what you need to get out of that lecture. And if you have a question, you need to keep asking questions until your question is answered. So make sure you ask questions. Some study tips, because studying can be a little, I don't know, in between. Let me explain. If you're studying with a lot of people, it's easy to get sidetracked, because it's like you're with all your friends and you guys can just talk about whatever, talk about the weekend, and then you're just like, oh like, we just wasted 3 hours talking or something like that, and it's just too many people. Like, but when you're studying by yourself, it could kind of get boring. It could, you know, you could just, like, I don't know, you could forget things that maybe if you were in a group, they would be able to, oh, Janae, no, remember this in class, or you can try to help somebody else in the group. So I recommend studying by yourself first. Write down all the questions that you need to write down, and then getting a small group of people, maybe like 3 or 4 people to a group out of your class, and studying with everybody like that. It's better than studying with a group of like 9 or 10 people. I know when I first joined the nursing program, it was like a group of cool girls. It was all of us. It was like 12 of us, and we called ourselves splitting the notes up and trying to do stuff like that. It was too many of us, and it was just a mess up. So if you are in a small group, I recommend you guys split. Sometimes if it's like a lot of work that you guys are like having to read, or a lot of chapters that you guys are having to read, like, you guys can split it up. Like, okay guys, I'll do chapter 1, she'll do chapter 2, and he'll do chapter 3, and then we all get together and summarize everything. I mean, you can do stuff like that. But I do recommend you study by yourself first. Write the questions down so you can like know the information, then study with a group. Because if you start off studying with a group, it's going to be way harder. Also, when you guys are studying, me and my friend Quay, this is what we do when we study. It's only us two that study together. And we just sit there for about 3-4 hours and complain. Like, we don't even notice we're doing it. She's on Pinterest, I'm on Snap, and we're just like, I'm not ready for this test. We're gonna fail this test. Like, oh, I hate her. I hate that class. I hate that professor. She's so annoying. She doesn't teach. Blah, 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 blah. Us complaining isn't getting anything done. So, like, you guys need to notice what are you doing once you're in a group. You need to get together. You guys can have a couple snacks, talk about your day for a little bit, but then once you get down studying, get down. Like, keep studying and just go and keep going. Don't complain. Me and my friend usually study in the house or in the library. I know on our library, the floors are kind of different. The first floor is like the talkative, loud floor. Second floor is the quiet floor, and the third floor is like the silent floor. Like nobody talks at all. Me and Quay usually go to the 3rd floor and get like a little group study room and study like that. I recommend studying in whatever makes you comfortable. I don't think that it's smart to study around all of these people. I think you should go off and get to a little group, go to a little Starbucks, a little coffee shop, you know, depends on how long you guys want to study, and you should study like that. You can go out into like your local park if it's nice out, lay a blanket out and study. It's like a quiet area where you're secluding yourself from everybody, and I recommend you study like that. I usually use flashcards to study, or I'll write in a book and study like that. But I don't really know. I think the best way to study is your own way to study, because everybody is different. So if you're a person that can, like, you have photographic memory, I feel like you should read the book and highlight the most important parts. If you're someone like me that needs to keep repeating it to yourself in order for you to, you know, remember and understand, I think you should make flashcards. So it just all depends. Like, study the way you like to study. If you notice that your group is studying wrong, or if you can't find a study habit for you, I think you should try something else, or you should try to talk to your professor, or just try different study strategies and see where you best fit. I also think throughout the nursing program, you should have a positive attitude. Some people are really bitter and they're like, I hate going to class, I hate studying, I hate taking notes. Why do we gotta read 7 chapters? Why is it 100 and something pages that needs to be read by the next class? This is what you chose to do. The nursing program is something you have to apply into. If you don't want to do that, then, you know, don't do it. But I feel like the positive attitudes is what gets people the best grades. When you want to learn something, when you are excited to study, it's easier for you to take in the material and to know it better. If you're like, yeah, I'm about to learn about this, and I'm gonna talk to all my friends about it, and I'm gonna practice on my mom, and I'm doing this, that, and the third, you're gonna be a really, really good nursing student, and you're probably gonna get A's and B's. Like me. Say no. But no, you should be passionate about what you're doing. Like, the more passionate you are, the better the outcome. I feel like that's my opinion. If you're a negative Nancy, then you're gonna get bad grades because you don't want to study, you don't want to do the work, you don't want to put the work in, so you're not gonna get a really good outcome. So I think everybody should just be in a happy mood. When you come into clinicals, when you come into class, leave your attitude at the door. Trust me, I have attitudes every morning when I gotta be to clinical at 6 o'clock. But once I get my coffee and I'm like, Janae, this is what you want to do, this is your last year, you're about to be a nurse, it's just going to be popping, then I tend to have a better attitude. So everybody should leave that little negative attitude at the door. Take advantage of clinicals. Clinicals is the closest you're going to get to being a nurse. And you only have one professor in clinicals with you, with your whole clinical group, and then you have all of these nurses. And some student nurses are scared to talk to the nurses, they just want to talk to their professor. No, go to the nurses and ask questions. Ask how you do things, ask how does this work, ask can you help them with something. Once you're done with your patient, you're done charting, ask them, do you need help with anything? Ask them to show you a skill that you didn't learn before going to the actual clinical site. You know, take advantage of clinical. Don't be scared, don't be shy, because you want to get the most experience you can in clinical before you get out there. Once you get out there in your field and you get a job, you have orientation for a while, but it's good to just take advantage of clinicals. It's the closest you're going to get to nursing, and it's like really fun. I love clinicals because I always feel like a nurse. I'm like always taking gauze and alcohol pads and coming home and like, I don't know, I'm just weird, but I really love clinicals. I walk around like this. I think you should take advantage of clinicals. Don't be shy. Everything, you know, you're a nursing student. There's going to be some nurses there that are very rude. It's going to be some that you can see their attitude. They don't really want a student. They don't really want to help you. Just go to somebody else. Talk to somebody else. Do something else. Don't let that discourage you. We are students. We're going to mess up. We're going to make mistakes. It's our time to mess up. It's our time to practice. You know, basketball players, football players, they don't just go out on the field and do whatever. They practice. They practice, practice, practice. Whatever you want to get perfect at, you have to practice. Practice makes perfect. So why not take advantage of clinicals and just have a great time and, you know, sometimes you get a little anxious. I know me, I'm like a little shaky. The one time I had to take out a central line out of a patient's neck and remove his stitches. And I'm like,
we did not learn how to remove stitches. And I'm like, oh my God.
If your anxiety is up, what do you think is going to happen to the patient? The patient will be like, no, I want my nurse. I don't want this student on me. I'm getting scared. And I just had to, you know, the stitches were really small and I was like, my hands were shaking with the scissors, but I'm like, Janae, get it together. And you know what I did? I got it together. So yeah, take advantage of clinicals. I highly recommend you guys do that. Next, I'm going to talk to you about like reading, how to get, you know, the most information out of a book. And these are some of the books that I have gotten since I've been, well, that's not a book, that's my stethoscope. But since I've been in the nursing program. You know, this is my med-surg book. Yeah, it gets this real, and we had to like go through the whole thing over the summer. So I talked to you guys about doing the group splitting up. Like some days we had to read about like 5 chapters, and the chapters are super long. So I recommend you split it up. I also recommend, I don't know if you guys can see this, nor do I know how to do it. Hold on. Like this. Do the practice problems after you read the text. You know, read the chapter and do the practice problems. And the ones you get wrong, go back into the book and figure out where that's at. Reread it and try to master it, and go talk to your professor about it. Also, if it's a long chapter and you know damn well you're not going to read this, you know, you're not going to read the whole chapter because it's like 117 pages, I recommend you reading the subtitles, finding the most important things, don't over highlight. And I think these boxes in the book, oops, I don't know how to do this thing. Okay, I think the boxes in the book, like these boxes and the tables and everything like that, has the best information. I know a lot of my professors got our questions from the exam from those boxes. They hold a lot of information, because if the tables weren't there, then they wouldn't be important. Like sometimes, I'm not even gonna lie, I just look at the study guide, see what's gonna be on the exam, go to it in the book, and just read where whatever the subtitle is. Like if they say transportation to the operating room, I will read everything in that little section. But I do recommend you guys do that. And this is an example of what not to do. Oops. This book is so heavy. Do not over highlight. I feel like this is a lot of highlighting, and it's blue and it's distracting, and every page I like highlighted everything. Don't over highlight it, because that's not how you learn. Highlight literally the most important parts of the book. That's what is most beneficial. Look at this one. No, I was tripping, y'all. Look at that. That is too much freaking highlighting. Too much. That is too much highlighting. No. But yeah, again, look at the pictures, look at the charts, look at the subtitles, you know, because everything in this book is not important, you know. Look at the nursing interventions, because that is what you will be doing as a nurse. So, I mean, in most books, it has like the whole thing. And just look at the nursing interventions. I think you should look at the assessment and the nursing interventions. I keep saying it, but like, yeah, look at those nursing interventions, because that's where they're going to be getting those freaking questions from, because it's just like, what should the nurse do and why? Look at the intervention and the rationale. That's what I think you should do. And you know, be familiar with a lot of stuff, a lot of definitions. Be familiar with the definitions and the terms. You know, nope, you have to know them on your own. So look at those. I will also recommend, while reading a book, know like the levels. Like know the normals and the abnormals. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like Like, know like the normal levels of everything, like the normal levels for like hemoglobin, hematocrit, stuff like that, because a lot of exam questions are going to give you the abnormals, and if you know the norms, then you'll know the abnormals, and vice versa. Like, I don't know, I can't really explain it. When I'm reading, I done got so good at reading textbooks. I like know what's important and know what's not important. Like, I can read a paragraph and be like, oh, and then just know that the next sentence is important. I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm confusing everybody, but I'm not really a good teacher. I'm just trying to give the best advice. I don't know. But yeah, I think that is it. No medications. Well, I don't know, just know everything, guys. But like, come on, everything is in these freaking charts, like these tables. Look at this table. Like, this is what you would need to know, the table. Forget the whole chapter, know the table. Know those nursing interventions. If you didn't get anything out of this video, know the tables, know the normal levels of everything, and know those damn nursing interventions, okay? My best advice to you is to just love what you do. I said that in my last video, but honestly, guys, you have to love what you do. If you love what you do, the care that you put in is going to show. You don't know how many nurses I've had that didn't know I was a nursing student, and I was like observing everything they were doing, and they were just really some rude people. And like, you know, just love what you do and just be like a happy, bubbly nurse, and love nursing school, because it's not that bad. Like, I see memes all the time like dread nursing school, and everybody make nursing school seem so negative. You want to be a nurse, you want to save someone's life, you want to make someone feel better. It's not going to be butterflies and roses all the time. It's going to be freaking hard. You have to learn about all these diseases. You have to learn how to save somebody. You have to learn what to do. Like, you have to put the work in. So don't dread nursing school. Love nursing school. I really hope this video helps anybody who watches it. I hope that I actually taught something. I don't know. I hope that I gave you advice. You know, just follow what I tell you to do, and you know, you'll get A's and B's. No, but thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Let me know what else you guys want to know about nursing and clinicals and my experience, or you guys can let me know anything else you want me and Kara to, you know, post. But thank you. Bye, guys.